one for after tomorrow. Good evening. Thank you, everybody, both live here and in person and on our Twitch stream. We are approaching the end of the first day here at MRDA Western Hemisphere Cup. This is our final game of the day. This is the San Diego Aftershocks wearing the red, taking on Disorder wearing the white. We've got a few minutes here, so we will run through the rosters. I think this is my first time announcing with my good friend Shram. Shram, who do we have skating for the San Diego Aftershocks?
All right. Wearing red, the San Diego Aftershocks. Number 1, it's the whole effing show. 1134 is just Dave. 124 is CBD Hits. 126 is Lambo Arfides. Murda wears number 20. 215 is how do we say that? Bugogi?
Ugogi.
Gagi? Something. Sorry, we'll figure that out at some point. We've got Death Down Under wearing number 28. 333 is True Blocka. Sharknado wears number 35. Mr. Taco is 50. Astro Dash is number 55. Diamond wears 68. Dr. B is 69. Nice. 78 is T-Dog. 91 is Grandmaster Smash. 92 is Slick Shoes. And 93 is Waterboy.
Alrighty. And wearing the white, hailing from Mexico City, Disorder. Wearing the number 0, number 09, Mr. Nitro, number 17, Nobody, number 19, Star Predator, number 20, Kevinator, wearing the number 23, Soul, number 53, Davido de Su, number 55, Ibermala, number 6, Kilby Mame, number 75, Vito, number 79, Colt LeCue, number 8, Perversa. Number 83, Ishel. And number 9, Nitofka.
How do you say this name?
Ibermala. 80,000 people? Order.
Less than a minute before we get this game underway.
Just shouting out ridiculous answers. He was like, oh, somebody comes up. Somebody comes up to me and says, free. Our questions. Your voice sells. Your man sells. I love the derby love. All these skaters out there giving each other pre-whistle hugs, good lucks. And then it all changes in. We go into fierce competitor mode.
Right. All the love right up until that first whistle. Then there's still a lot of love, but less.
It's focused. Oh, and right off the line.
Wow.
That's number 69, Dr. B. Picks up lead jam status. Oh, no. And a cut track on number 8, Perversa, I'm sorry. Oh, and
A back block being called on number 69, Dr. B. Gonna have a jammer switch.
that's some quick jammer penalties here for two teams who are fresh. They have not skated yet today. Nice work there by Zero, offering some offensive help there, getting Perversa out of the pack, but being met shoulder to shoulder by number 69, Dr. B.
Both jammers are free, able to score points, both completing their initial pass.
But since both jammers went to the penalty box, we have no lead, and this will go for the full 2 minutes. Oh no.
Second penalty being called on Dr. B. Looks like it was a crack cut this time.
Power jam here in the last handful of seconds in this first jam. I love always the hands in the air, like, hi, I'm not engaging, but it's all like, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching
I'm
you.
not doing anything
It's not me.
to me. No.
I didn't knock them down. It wasn't me. It's always you, Nitro.
First jam is 7-4 in favor of San Diego.
Oh, and that's looks like we've got Bicho wearing the star for Disorder, doing
Strong
some
blocking from both teams, and Bicho makes it out first.
losing the jammer panty. He lost his helmet cover. Great work there by number 215, Ugagi, shoving Bicho to the infield. Bicho has to recycle back to the pack. Now, if you didn't notice, Bicho was a jammer. Bicho actually, on that pass, initial pass, lost the star, had to recover it, and was not able to earn any points while that star was laying there abandoned on the track. Bicho may be able to make up some points here with the San Diego Aftershocks jammer in the penalty box. So close. Nice little dance there on those toe stops, but just loses balance a little bit, goes to the infield, has to recycle.
Little pile up at the end of that jam.
Looks like we are going to get a timeout. Yes, and just confirming for the Twitch channel, Disorder hails from Mexico City. Disorder has taken the MRDA by storm. They just recently became a official MRDA team. They secured their spot here with multiple wins, one being the winner of the Dawn of the Derby Part 2. We hosted that tournament in Pittsburgh this past summer.
They've been around forever too, and it's not like they're a particularly new team, but a team that's been around for some time and finally making it MRDA official and just really killing it and shocking a lot of people and yeah, it's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're one of those teams that is a hive mind. You just watch them completely work as one unit. When we were asked to select MVP blockers for their team, I was like, can't we just pick the whole
Give it to
team?
all of them. Got Murda taking the star for Disorder, going up against Sharknado for Aftershocks.
Well, and this is a foot race.
Kevinator, I'm sorry. I'm mixing up my teams. Excuse me. Kevinator getting lead jammer status for Disorder. Having a rough go of it. I'm mixing up my rosters over here. It's been a long day.
It has been a long day, but worth it. We have seen some killer derby action today.
Absolutely.
We get to get for tomorrow. Oh, look at Disorder starting there at the roller derby athletics pivot line.
It's the whole effing show.
I believe the whole effing show going up against Ibermala. Ibermala taking up that lead jam status.
Whole effing show right on his tail. Now actually on his tail.
Smart move there by Ibermala with the whole effing show just right there behind him. Calls off the jam, keeps it 0-0.
That was our first 0-0 jam of the game as well, I believe.
I do believe so. And this is a tight game here. I mean, granted, we're only a handful of minutes in, but Disorder in the lead by 16, Aftershock with 10. Okay, it looks like number 124, CBD hits out of the pack first, but got a no pass, no penalty. So not your lead. That goes to Bicho, and Bicho promptly calls it off.
Able to pick up 1 point with an apex jump at the end there with CBD hits. And they were given 4 points, actually. The total was corrected there.
Oh no. Looks like a cut track call there on Dr. B heading to the penalty box. Kevinator gets the lead jammer designation and is on a power jam.
I believe that's the third penalty on Dr. B early on in this game. About 8 minutes gone, leaving 22 minutes left in the first half. Final day or final game of day one, Western Hemisphere Cup.
Dr. B released from the penalty box. Nobody trying to take out Dr. B. Misses. Oh, and here we have another cut track on Dr. B. Dr. B not having it. A little bit of pouting in the penalty box. So that's what we're up to 4 penalties now
That
on
is
Dr.
correct.
B.
Yes.
It's definitely not something you want this early on in the game and on one of your strongest jammers.
Kevin Nader calls it off after another completed pass. Freezes Dr. B in the penalty box. Meaning Disorder is going to start with a power jam.
You know, it's been a long day when I'm sitting here looking at number 53, Davido Dessou, has a green stripe down their shorts, and I thought they were holding a water bottle. And it's like, why are you holding your water bottle on the track?
This is not the time for a water break.
Wow. Maybe I get an eye check tomorrow. Great tripod here.
Yeah.
Completely in sync, rolling with every angle, closing off the gaps there for Ibermala.
Lambo going to go sit for a directional penalty.
And that directional penalty broke up that tripod. What Ibermala was looking for gets out of the pack and was your lead jammer.
Dr. B does get out of the penalty box, completes their initial pass, and is eligible to score points. But Disorder does call it off. Looks like we're going to have an official timeout. Want to take a second and, of course, thank all of our volunteers this weekend for making this event possible. That includes our officials, EMTs, photographers, announcers, vendors, all that. Thank you so much for making the first postseason possible in the last 4 years.
Yeah, and that just leads right into hosting the first MRDA championships since 2019 has been a lot of work with many obstacles, but the Cleveland Guardians are honored to host the best in men's roller derby association here at the 2023 MRDA Western Hemisphere Cup. We absolutely hope you're enjoying the event as much as we are. You can support this postseason tournament by purchasing some of the awesome merch we have available, maybe a beer or two, and enjoying the weekend. But if you'd like to offer more support, MRDA and Cleveland Guardians are accepting donations via PayPal at Cleveland Guardians. Both organizations are a 501c3 nonprofit, and your donations will help us raise the funds we need for a successful event. Thank you, as always, for keeping us on the track.
Did you hear we named the penalty box the Shram and Pepper box earlier?
What did you have to pay to get it named after you?
We didn't. We just started
You
calling
just
it
claimed
that.
it.
Yeah. I mean, I think like the new president of the MRDA is right over there. If he wants to tell me to call it something different, I will.
Well,
Lucky I haven't started calling it the Derby Rocks penalty box yet. I'm gonna throw him a 20 and a handshake and call it a day.
well, I mean, as I talked about on the Derby Rocks podcast, I am partial to the pivot line, but it was already named the Roller Derby Athletics pivot line. I will know better the next time that I need to purchase it and it be the Pinky Don't You Dare
Make it
pivot
the
line.
pinky pivot line. I like that. We can just for like a few. Starting this jam on the pinky pivot line is both teams.
Oh, and wide open on that inside lane. There goes number 75, Bicho.
No pack being called. as Bicho completes another pass. Number 69, Dr. B, back into the fray. Feeling rested, I'm sure.
I mean, both of these teams are probably playing in what would be a normal time zone where they're from.
I believe we do have a successful star pass to Lambo.
I was just going to ask you that, Shram.
Somehow, Dr. B, even though they are not the jammer, still went to the box and being joined by the jammer. Mm, I'm not sure what's going on. I think we had a lead jammer and then Bicho took it off, and now we don't.
I
We're
think,
gonna go 2 minutes.
yeah, I think Bicho lost the star again.
Yeah, could
So
be.
we
Gotta
gotta,
get some tighter panties, maybe.
yeah,
That's a thing I just said out loud.
fix that elastic there in that hat. Maybe some Velcro so it'll stick.
Want to take a second and thank all 248 of the viewers in the Pittsburgh Roller Derby Undead stream on Twitch. Thank you, thank you, thank you for hanging out with us.
I'm sure Shram's mom and my mom are hanging out.
We should hook them up. Maybe they could be friends.
Does your mom have an Instagram?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Because my mom, I made the mistake of introducing her to Instagram, and she could then send all of the things she finds funny on Instagram to your mom instead of me.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be good. They could share memes. It'll be fun.
But we need to make sure both of our moms are following the Cleveland Guardians and the Men's Roller Derby Association on all social medias.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and search that on Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff. Make sure you go check out merch from all the teams. And there's also tournament merch and MRDA merch.
Now, yes, Twitch, we do agree that there are some amazing teams based in Europe. Unfortunately, with some scheduling snafus, there was not able to schedule a European Cup this year. I believe that there's some work happening for it to happen maybe in 2024. So again, this is some of the best MRDA teams in the Western Hemisphere.
Fair, fair. With just under 17 minutes left to go in the first half. Disorders in the lead, 35-14 over the Aftershocks. But with lead jammer status, the whole effing show puts up 4 points.
Just waiting for it. And we have an official star pass, handing that off to number 79, Kote.
Unfortunately, falling and taking out a member of the disorder is the whole effing show. And they will go sit for a low block. And we will have a power jam for the time being.
And I'm sure if anybody wants to help me with my pronunciation, some of these names, I greatly appreciate it. We've got Kotlaku.
So if you look at these teams, we have the tall team versus a significantly less tall team. Fascinating difference in play.
Yes, I think that's what most of these teams were so shocked with the disorder team because they are smaller than your typical MRDA team, and then just we're besting them. But you use that size to your full advantage. Yeah. Yeah. Tight walls right off that jammer line. Oh, but Kevinator jukes to the inside, but gets called on a cut track. He's going to have to serve time in the shrimp and pepper penalty box.
Sharknado eligible for and is able to pick up lead jammer status for the Aftershock. We are rounding out day one of the Western Hemisphere Cup, featuring some of the best teams in the world, certainly the best teams of the Western Hemisphere.
Sharknado doing a little tap to that helmet cover, making sure it is firmly in place.
Kevinator back on the track. Meets a tough Aftershock wall.
That was a big hit from Murda on Kevinator. Now, if we're talking about size, height advantage, this is going to be probably one of my favorite lineups here. Tall, 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 small.
Less
Less tall.
tall. Yeah. Yeah.
But a powerful lineup.
Sure. Powerful nonetheless. Absolutely.
Because those tall guys don't know what to do with those less tall individuals.
It gets tough.
You didn't catch that.
Very close game, 39-35 in favor of Disorder. One 13:01 left in the first half.
Hey, and just a precursor. If you like your drinky drinks and your snacky snacks, drinky drinks will be available from now, and last call will be at the beginning of the half. So if everything goes according to plan, you have 13 minutes before last call. CBD hits out with ease, picks up that lead jam.
Big collision in turn one. CBD hits managed to complete a successful pass despite some tough blocking.
CBD hits using some speed here, trying to control the pack and force them to go faster. But Disorder's not interested in that, and it forces CBD hits to call off the jam.
We have a lead change if you're following along.
Wow. One point difference here. San Diego Aftershocks with 40, Disorder at 39. Oh, and that's a cut track on Bicho. Heading to the penalty box. Sharknado still eligible for lead jammer.
No lead has been established.
Lots of fighting here. Sharknado able to squeeze through. Gets that lead jammer designation. Ooh, big hit there. Sends zero spinning. Picks up 4 points. And the Aftershocks call it off. Always love watching the Twitch stream when Disorder plays. Disorder has such an amazing fan base, loyal to the end. They're on that Twitch stream, giving their shout outs. Lots and lots of Vengas. Well, CBD hits, pops to the outfield, comes up, one last blocker to beat, and gets around Kotacula and picks up lead gem.
Kevinator falling to the outside, not able to stay in bounds, gets recycled.
CBD hits tenacious. You can just see the look on their face, determination to shake off each and every one of these disorder blockers. Finally gets that last point and taps the hips to call up the jam. San Diego Aftershocks pulling ahead 56 with disorder at 39. We are under 9 minutes left in this first half.
2 Aftershocks are starting this jam in the Shram and Pepper box.
With 2 of their blockers in the penalty box is doesn't mean anything for the whole effing show. Just breaks through with ease. Oh! Makes an apex jump there, but looks like it's being called on was that a high block there? And heads to the penalty box. This will be a power jam for Disorder.
Looks like the call on the whole effing show is illegal contact, if
Illegal
I'm not
contact.
mistaken. Diamond gonna go back to the penalty box as well.
That's what I was just looking for. We have a lovely cheat sheet that our friends at Disorder gave us for some derby terminology in Spanish, and one of the ones we forgot to get was power jam.
Waterboy picking up, I believe, a direction and then an insubordination call.
Disorder definitely took full advantage of that power jam. Eked back up there now within 13 points. And also remember, for these last few minutes of booze sales, we have our roaming waitress of sort. You can place your drink order. They will bring it to you. Oh, yeah. Shrim, you look like you had something to say about that.
There's an awful lot going on. We've got a full contingent of aftershocks in the penalty box. I'm trying to get my thoughts together here, but there's so much happening.
Even their jammers in the penalty box.
Lambo doing their best all by themselves, but now everybody has returned.
Ooh, big hit from Bicho there. Was not going to be stopped. Bicho wanted those additional points and to call off the jam. Lead change.
We have another lead change. If you're drinking, go ahead and have a sip. Make sure you're well hydrated. It's a long weekend.
Right, Laquita said she just says power jam in Spanish. Like just power jam. Because like see all left the read. Yeah. It was slightly different pronunciation.
Thank you, Laquita Bonita on the Twitch feed.
Wow.
Giving us some derby terminology.
So Kevinator came in hot, called it off. As CVD hits came in, tried an apex jump and took out their own skater. Fascinating.
Oops. And we have a timeout for disorder. I'm going to try this. A tiempo fuera. Tiempo fuera for disorder. Sorry.
We learned that the penalty box is called what? The Caja de Castigo.
I like that.
That's wild.
It is the shrimp and pepper caja de castigo. So, yeah, back to another lead change. Aftershocks was 66. Disorder at 63. Looks like we've got another back and forth game. I get the points, you don't get the points. You get the points, I don't get the points.
We're going to get back to it after a team timeout. We're up to 254 people watching online at the Undead stream. A tight pack to start this jam off. Sharknado gets hit to the inside and drawn back.
Drusilla 13, we tried to get a Spanish announcer. Unfortunately, we had no luck.
Disorder manages to pick up lead jammer status, while Sharknado still struggles.
But hey, if you are interested in our sport, we are always recruiting. If you have a team nearby, join your local league. When we have events like this, we put out applications. Please apply. We like to have friends. All inclusive here in the MRDA.
Disorder completes another successful pass and call it off.
languages. There's one person who sort of speaks English.
Got two blockers starting in the penalty box for the disorder. The whole effing show picks up lead jammer status for San Diego. Comes around turn 4 looking to put points up on the board.
4-wall, just holding steady and pushing Bicho from side to side. Bicho trying to find a spot, just barely able to, trying to stay in bounds there, but just goes out, has to recycle back in behind at turn 4.
Minute and a half left in the first half of the last game. Day 1, Western Hemisphere Cup in adequate Cleveland, Ohio.
FN Show realizing out of bounds, trying to reset, recycle, and decides to call it off. And just watching, waiting to see where Bicho ends up. Wants to prevent those points and calls it off.
Less than a minute left in the first half. We'll at least have one more jam.
And geez, another lead change.
Shocker.
Kevinator up against CBD hits. Ooh. So much happening there.
Wow. That was a lot.
It was a lot. But in all of that lotness, CBD hits heads to the penalty box. So this is a power jam for Kevinator.
Completing a successful pass to put up 4 more points for the disorder. It's Kevinator.
Disorder sending help to Kevinator, but realizing that CBD hits being released from the penalty box, opts for defense and just circles around CBD hits. But CBD hits being called for block to the head, I think, and heads to the penalty box again.
I did not quite see what happened at the end there. But that is going to wrap the first half up. We'll be back with the second half of Disorder versus the San Diego Aftershocks.
Now, this is your reminder. Last call for alcohol. I will say it one more time. Last call for alcohol.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up.
And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our cloudlands when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the monsoon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding.
So that whistle signifies that we're about ready to get back to the Derby action. And at this point, if you have not purchased your alcohol, you are done here in this building. If you want more alcohol, you can take it and get it somewhere else.
Starting on the power jam is disorder.
That would be number 55, Ibermala. Nice work there by Ibermala, pushing the pack out of play, picks up lead jam status.
Some fancy footwork on the outside.
You read my mind, Tram. I was like, "Ooh, look at that control."
CBD hits is going to go back to the penalty box for leading with the head.
And that's like 4-ish,
Something like that. Yeah,
5-ish
definitely
penalties.
not great.
No. No, not good when you're in a regular jammer rotation.
Penalty trouble definitely going to play a factor in this game.
I mean, we saw penalty trouble take out one by one of Lane County in the last bout.
Yes, not a great way to finish games when you're continually losing your players, but
Ibermala playing a little bit of a cat and mouse game there with CBD hits.
little defensive mind games there.
I liked CBD hits, kind of looked at him and went, okay, whatever.
All right.
I'll play.
All right.
Okay, looking at this. Sorter in the lead, pushing that point differential up. Oh, jammer on jammer action right here at that start line.
They were really just rubbing butts, if we're going to be honest about it. There was some butt on butt action. Really.
Feel the power of my boutte.
All the butts.
And now they're just racing each other.
Looks
Who
like
can go
Sharknado
fastest?
did pick up lead jammer status after the butt stuff happened. Yeah, I said it. Not sorry.
Not sorry, Mom.
Taking the inside line to complete another successful pass is Sharknado before he calls it off. About 26 and a half minutes left to go in the second half as we wrap up day one of the Western Hemisphere Cup. It's been a great day of roller derby so far. We want to take a second to thank all of our officials, skating officials, NSOs, medics, vendors, volunteers, everybody that makes this event possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Using his big body to pick up lead jammer status is the whole effing show. Tinky, did you know that was a wrestling? That's a wrestling reference. It's a pro wrestling Rob Van Dam reference.
Oh no, Rob Van Dam. I know a little bit about Rob Van Dam.
Sure. Well,
I know more than I ever wanted to know about Rob Van Dam.
well, I feel that there's a story that we're going to have to talk about at some point because
Oh no,
the way you kind of said that makes me believe that there's a story there.
oh no, I live with the biggest wrestling nerd that you could have ever met in your entire life. So
You?
not me. I live with.
Oh, your husband.
Oh yeah.
Pardon.
So So I know things about wrestling I never asked to know.
Awesome. The whole effing show trying to stay in bounds with one hand was unable to and is recycled back as both jammers are recycled back.
And I believe this is the first time we're seeing Perversa jam. No, I think there was a star pass to Perversa in the first half. Oh, and this is not what San Diego wants. The whole effing show is in the penalty box. So this is a power jam for Perversa.
The whole effing show is in the Caja de Castigo. We're trying here, and I'm not very good at Spanish, but we're trying. Thank you to our disorder friends for writing down some common phrases to do our best to be accessible to everybody on the stream. Thank you for hanging out with us, whether you're still in the building or on the stream. We appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Back to the Derby action.
This is a power start. Whole effing show still in that penalty box. Kevinator trying to use those extra seconds to his advantage to try to break this tripod.
Despite falling down, managing to pick up lead jammer status out of the penalty box. It's the whole effing show.
Nice and spin maneuver there by a whole effing show. Kind of rolls right off of that. Looked like that was number 6 Kill V Mame. And went right down the inside lane. Picked up those 4 points.
We did have a successful star pass. The whole effing show does call the jam off. CBD hits taking the star for the Aftershocks. Going to go up against number 75, Bicho.
And that's risky continuing to jam CBD hits with the number of penalties racked up so far. Oh, nice little apex jump there. Lands it, keeps on going, picks up lead jammer.
CBD hits having fun with it, showing some love to the crowd here.
That was some matrix maneuvering there by Bicho. Leaning back, looking back to see, making sure both toe stops were in bounds. CBD hits emphasizing, almost doing the robot, tapping those hips to call off the jam. I feel like CBD hits is young. We're going to see a change up here in the jammer rotation. First time jammer number 91, Grandmaster Smash, and immediately goes to the penalty box. So we're power jam once again. Oh, nice little shimmy shakes. Having fun there. Ibermala going one-on-one. And I think that's Death Down Under. Lead jammer for Bicho. You know what I love, Shrim? The sound of those wheels clack, 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 clack on the track.
Smash gonna go back to the Shram and Pepper box for a high block penalty.
So that's double jammer penalties for Grandmaster Smash in this jam itself. Looks like we are getting a team timeout.
Maybe not.
Or is it an official? Or
Not
not?
sure.
Okay.
Nope. We're gonna get back to it.
We're just going to play Derby.
Seems reasonable.
I'm happy to see them play Derby. Yay, Derby.
We do love us some derby here at the Western Hemisphere Cup, Men's Roller Derby Association's postseason.
In the beautiful town of Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Kevin Nader on a power start, but being called on a penalty.
Kevin Nader going to sit for a high block. Means we're going to have another power jam momentarily. As I believe an out of play call is made as well. Smash manages to pick up lead jammer status coming out of the penalty box. But imagine being tall and playing against some shorter people will lead to the amount of high blocks that we've seen. I have no idea, as I am not a tall person.
There was never anything that I could claim. It's being a tall person.
Just under 18 minutes left to go in the second half.
We've got a 1 point game, and look at that.
Sharknado getting out in front to claim lead jammer status almost immediately. And just like that, we are going to have another lead change after the first successful pass of this jam for the Aftershocks.
Sharknado being swarmed by disorder, caught in a whirlpool there.
Sharknado, a transfer from Austin Anarchy, now with the Aftershocks. Somebody that I've had the privilege of coaching previously. Stuck up against a really tough four wall of disorder. Sharknado does call it off. We have an amazingly close game with 16:47 left to go in the second half. It is 106 to 100 in favor of the Aftershocks. Plenty of time left. Anybody's game.
A little bit of a running start there for CBD hits. Gets caught up, taken off the track, recycled back to turn 4. Just what Ibermala wanted. Gets that distraction, gets out of the pack first, and is your lead jammer. You know, we're tired when Pinky and Shram are actually sitting here
Not
in silence.
Yep. Just letting it happen, you know? It's been a long day. Many of us have been here since the beginning. All the coffee I've had is wearing off, so I'm ready to like eat dinner and go to bed. It's
That's
about
ex-
as exciting as my night's gonna get.
that's what I was thinking. Just give me a greasy slice of pizza,
Sure. Sounds great.
wipe my makeup off, and go to sleepy time. But does anyone in the Cleveland area have a kitty I could snuggle for just 5 or 10 minutes?
Hey, there was a phone left in the women's restroom. If you lost your phone, please come to the announcer stand and see Mr. Chris Schramm.
That, yes.
Looks like Dr. B having a little convo there with head ref MC Ninja. Shram, do you think that they are talking about facial hair styling products? Because, that's an impressive mustache as well as an impressive beard.
There is a lot of facial hair going on this weekend. Yes, yeah, just Dave approves.
If you've ever thought about being a sponsor for roller derby or a vendor, I think we could have a good barber or beard oil
Sure.
salesman.
Yeah.
You have a good market here at the Western Hemisphere Cup. Handcrafted beard combs. They have that kind of stuff, right?
Yes.
She
That
looks
is a
like
real
I have a
thing.
collection.
I do, yeah.
A little jammer teaseroo. Kevinator dragging the whole effing show way back. Does it count as a pegacorn if you do it off of the your opposing blocker?
Yeah, that's not quite allowed, no. Can't do that. Managing to stay upright and in bounds is the whole effing show, picking up lead jammer status, looking to cushion the slight lead that the Aftershocks have. Adding insult to injury as Kevinator goes to the penalty box on a high block, also receives a little bit of a love tap on their way out.
Smart move by the whole effing show. Calls off that jam while Kevinator is in the penalty box. Start with a clean slate and a power start for Sharknado.
Reminder: we do have a lost cell phone that was found in the women's bathroom. If you're missing a cell phone, come to the announcers table.
Ooh, nice work there by Disorder Blockers. One last hit by Mr. Nitro. Sharknado able to bounce off and get that lead jam status.
Dancing along the inside line on his tippy toes is Sharknado, picking up 4 points. Sharknado knocked to the outside
Ooh,
as Kevinator makes their way back to the track. It's greeted by a big hit to the infield.
But I saw those hands in the air go in the air from number 68 Diamond. Like, I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Look away.
It was the wind that knocked him over.
Heavinator does complete the initial pass, eligible to score points, but Sharknado wisely calls it off. A little over 12 and a half minutes left to go in the final game of day one. We have San Diego Aftershocks with 117 to Disorder Roller Derby's 100.
So, interesting little fact here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 jams that Disorder has actually gone without scoring any points. Interesting and very much unlike Disorder. But there you go. Bicho getting called on a cut track, heading to the penalty box.
What?
Well, CBD hits is your lead jammer.
What's the word for penalty in Spanish?
Falta?
Falta, yeah.
I'm going to change it to Fanta. That's much more interesting than going to Fanta in the. I got to Fanta. Perversa being called on a penalty breaks up that tripod, which allows.
That was Kill v. Maim.
Oh, sorry, Kill v. Main. But that allowed CBD hits to pass and pick up 4 points. Well, we're still at 0 again. Dang.
A 12-point jam in favor of the Aftershocks.
And again, Aftershocks holding Disorder to 0. So that's now 6 jams that they have gone without scoring a point.
129 to 100 in favor of the Aftershocks, wearing red.
Great strategy there by the whole effing show. Just gets as low as possible, gets a shoulder in, breaks that tripod, and is your lead jammer for the Aftershocks. Ibermala getting caught out of bounds, has to recycle, comes back in the pack all the way back at turn 4. But almost using Diamond there as a fulcrum, pushes off, gets out of the pack. Whole effing show kind of waiting, watching to call off that jam. Waits a little too long and allows the Disorder to pick up 3 points. Maybe he just likes round numbers and wanted to be 30 points ahead instead of 33.
Sure, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, yeah. Breaking their slump is the Disorder, now 103 points. And picking up lead jammer status is Bicho, eligible to score points, but CBD hits out almost immediately behind him. Big apex jump to steal 4 points as CBD hits. But 3 points in favor, or 3 points for Bicho as well.
Yeah, I like that trim, the stealing point. They absolutely stole those 4 points with that giant leap. Looks like we are going to have a team timeout for Disorder. Tiempo Forera.
Don't forget to go check out team merch And while you're at it, go follow the MRDA and Cleveland Guardians on Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff.
Heck yeah, there's lots of amazing merch here. You've got your MRDA Western Hemisphere Cup merch. Teams that are playing today have merch, so you can pick up some disorder gear. I believe I saw Wrecking Balls with merch, Cleveland Guardians. Hey, and if you need any actual derby gear, Next Level Skate Shop has you covered. Go visit Coco in Turn 4.
Indeed.
I did at one point have a sweet little script there, but it's been lost at the moment. That middle page is on.
We're going to get back to it here in another few seconds, 5 to be exact. Sharknado taking the star for the Aftershocks. Skirts to the outside, picks up lead jammer status just like that. And Kevin Nader shortly behind him, completing the initial pass. Both skaters eligible to score points.
Sharknado trying to take that inside line, but Disorder closes it quickly. Oh, and Sharknado being called on a cut track off to the penalty box. This is a power jam for Kevinator.
Fighting their way through to pick up the 4 points and complete the pass is Kevinator.
Trim, I've apparently shrunk and I can't see what's going on, so I have to stand up. Always glad to see when a skater takes a bit of a hard hit, they get back up under their own steam. I know that we have been thanking all of our volunteers. Derby medics are some of the best people ever. Describe it. Oh, I was just teasing you. You didn't have to really prove it.
It's about 7.5 minutes left to go. We are in an official timeout.
And hey, did you miss out on the VIP experience but one of those sweet jerseys? Well, now you can get your own, perfect for scrimmages and practices. These exclusive, authentic jerseys can be customized with your name and number and are available at our event merch table. Buy one for $50 or both for $80.
Starting on the power jam is Disorder as they look to make this a closer game. With about 7 minutes left to go in the second half, meeting a tough wall is Bicho at turn one. But coming out of the penalty box, hot is Sharknado, managing to pick up lead jammer status.
Sharknado hitting that wall with speed. Knocks that wall down, gets out, and calls off the jam.
Little over 6 minutes left to go in the second half of this game as we wrap up day one of the Western Hemisphere Cup. Seen a lot of great derby action so far.
That was a lot of fancy footwork there. Side to side, up on toe stops. Ibermala out of the pack. Lead jammer. There's determination there. Picks up 4 points. Watching CBD hits and called it off.
We're going to have an official timeout, I believe, as they take a second and talk it over and make sure they've got everything correct. We do, of course, want to thank our skating and non-skating officials, as roller derby would be impossible without them. Make sure you thank an official today. Yes, thank you. Give it up for our officials.
You know, I want to say it, but I know I'm going to curse it. I don't think we've had an official review yet this bout.
Up to 270 people watching on the Undead Stream Team Twitch channel as we wrap up the day. You know, I bet we'd all appreciate it if everybody would just like hurry up. We're being told that the both of us sound like we're ready to go to sleep for the night, and breaking news, we are.
Justin,
Yeah.
we are ready for a nap.
I'm exhausted, and I haven't skated at all.
Yep.
So,
No. You know, I don't even get up for work at 6:30 a.m., but I sure was up at 6:30 a.m. for roller derby. I put on a full face of makeup, real pants for you guys, you know. No. Listen, just because I have a pair of pants on that disintegrated once. Unbelievable. Those pants just literally fell off my body during that game.
Red 9-2's forearm is being upgraded to an egregious.
Work all the time. My roommate was
They have been removed from the remainder of this game.
you know, she's walking through the office and then
Somebody else will serve their penalty in the Shram and Pepper box. His two blockers are out there going to do their best for the Aftershocks.
Get the cursor off the screen. It's not. Okay. Ooh. Well, look at that. We have a disorder lead jam with Perversa. Dr. B close behind. But Perversa gets those points, calls it off. Nice little chip away there. 3 points for Disorder, only 2 for the Aftershocks.
About 4:20 left to go. Nice.
Celebrate if you can. Oh, and nice
Wow.
little toast up.
Fascinating way to take the inside line and pick up lead jammer status. Is CBD hits. Is
That
there
was like a swing dance maneuver there. Little flip over the back. Ooh. Ooh, Ibermala sends CBD hits flying.
There's a whole lot of yelling. Loud noises.
Ooh. Oh, look. I cursed it.
There it is.
There's our official review.
Up to 277 people.
Oh, my
I
God.
think he has officially been blamed
the
by
on the track.
Over.
That's too biggie.
You know, one of my new guilty pleasures is watching Welcome to Wrexham. I know nothing about soccer or football, but I took pleasure in watching their announcer. He literally sits in the stands with the fans with kind of a board in front of him doing his announcing. But they were talking about the return of one of their goalies. He had, at that exact game had been
Aftershock
injured.
official review would like to overturn a late hit call on 7-8 at the end of the jam.
There we go. A late hit call overturned is what we were discussing. But yeah, so he was saying how the goalie had been injured at this particular game on the exact same date. And then about 15 minutes later, that goalie got injured at that same field 1 year later. I was like, Schnauzer curse! It happens in every sport. Literally, the volume is on.
Yeah, now it's set on there.
people in Japan and China.
San Diego was looking for a penalty on.
Alrighty, and we are back to the action. We've got Kevinator up against Sharknado. Kevinator is out of the pack and is your lead jammer. I'm sorry, I can't touch that. Kevinator taking a big hit from Death Down Under and calls it off.
Under 3 minutes left as we wrap up day one of the Western Hemisphere Cup here in adequate Cleveland, Ohio.
Now, most of us over the past year have seen Disorder play and rise in the rankings. San Diego Aftershocks have
Amazon
resurfaced, restructured, so they're coming out here and putting on a big show for us with the whole effing show. We kind of knew what to expect from Disorder, so this shakeup here is a little interesting. Whole effing show, your lead jammer in control.
A whole effort show trying to kill some clock here as we wrap up the game.
Ooh.
A minute left. The last spot of the day.
27-point difference in favor of the Aftershocks. And the winner of this bout will play Denver tomorrow. Hey, and if you have not visited the MRDA or Cleveland Guardians Facebook page, there is a QR code to follow the live updates to the bracket. Oh, one last hit there by Star Predator. CBD hits able to get around. Lead jammer. Star Predator takes CBD hits to the infield, has to recycle, comes around to the outside, picks up those 4 points. He's feeling hungry, want to wait till the end.
Let them be chaotic assholes. We're chill.
Oh, and we have a big apex jump. And CBD hits calls it off.
Letting the time run to 0 and calling it off with no time left in the half to effectively seal the victory for the Aftershocks. The unofficial score is 169 to 130 in favor of the San Diego Aftershocks over Disorder Roller Derby.
If you haven't yet, get on trackside. Give these teams the props that they deserve. This was a well-fought game.
And that does, in fact, make it official. The final score, 169. San Diego Aftershocks over Disorder Roller Derby with 130. Thank you for joining us for day one of the MRDA Western Hemisphere Cup. We appreciate you.